Kaya yikhsatini takatiuhan konalchish hati ade ya yagi de yagi ya tsigdisi tlaika katlaik yawahiyades. Welcome everybody. It's good to see you here. And it's Tuesday, February 21st. And let's hop right in. So welcome back to class. Today on our board, we'll have a Q&A discussion first thing and see if you have any questions from our discussion on Friday. We had Jeff Lear here, Weha, as our guest speaker, and he shared a lot about the Hinyaquan and Tantaquan dialects of the Tongass area and Cloac. And so since we had a packed class on Friday, if you have questions or anything you wanted to comment on, we'll open up with that. And then we want to continue using Lingit Class to talk about different subjects. And I'll introduce a class activity we can start together so that when we come back together on Thursday, if you're comfortable, you can start taking hold of it and making, well, we'll get to it. I'll show you how to do it. And then after Lingit Class, we would like to spend some time reviewing the self-introduction and have a short discussion about that as well. So opening up our discussion, did you all enjoy the guest lecture on Friday? Were any of you here able to make it? Did you have any questions or comments about it? We know we didn't necessarily make time or space during class, but if you do have questions, you can ask them here.
Yeah, we can pass it on to Mr. Lear if it's questions that we can't answer. But I, for one, thoroughly enjoyed listening to because it was something I used to hear when I was young, and I can kind of imitate the ways some of the words they say, but they would catch me right away as a northern speaker because of the tones.
Mm.
I would get the high tones and things like that wrong.
Mm.
I think that makes the language so beautiful, the way they speak it down there. So that's my comment for the presentation. It was wonderful.
Yeah, we're gonna teach. Anybody else wanted to add comments or questions? We have a couple comments in the chat. One was that we enjoyed it, and that they felt he went fast when showing the content. And I do agree. Mr. Lear works at a very like deep level with language work, and I'm sure he wanted to cover a lot of content and share with us. And I would just add that even for beginners who felt like, oh, maybe this is going over my head, a good thing about it is it's recorded, so we can review that class when it goes online and kind of break it down, because he was just a wealth of knowledge with all the work he's done.
He was kind of forced to slow down when he started talking to the speaker on the phone because it was. Yeah, I think that's where you really got a lot of information by listening to her talk. I hope you did, and if you have any questions, I think that it would be really great to have him give us some answers. Don't be afraid to ask.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. That phone call with Clara Peratrovich was so cool. It for me, that recording was kind of neat because you could hear her speaking mostly English until she would slowly get back into speaking Tlingit, and then the language she shared was so interesting. A couple more comments, just that it was nice listening to the recordings and very grateful that Weha was able to join us. Anything else from the class? Any questions or comments? If not, if you do have questions, you think of them later about the content, I'll make sure to put that content he shared up on our class website today. Make sure that it's available to you. And if you do have questions, you can email them to us and I'll pass them on.
Hi there. I think the only comment I wanted to say was gonna sheesh for providing these guest speakers. I find it's really neat to have them come and talk to us, so I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Um, one of the things that I wondered about, and maybe we can ask him, is how many people are left that can speak that like Clara. You know, did he say? I didn't hear it if he did.
I didn't hear either, and I'd be interested to ask him.
Yeah, the Clinkets that are further south to Kachkan and Tsimshian
Mm.
are very, very similar to hearing Clara.
Mm.
So it was kind of widespread. There was a man that lived among us in Hona, and he never lost his accent. All the years he was there.
Hmm. That's very cool. Okay. So if there aren't any more questions, we will move on to Lingit Class. And again, you can purchase this book. It's available on Amazon or on the Sealaska Heritage Institute website. I'm going to give you a link now to download it so that you can view it on your computer in your web browser. And I'm just popping this in the chat. And then I have it open here. So a couple of the things that we wanted to talk about and share are introduction to the phrases, have a discussion on when phrases are used. And so kind of the social situation and also what's appropriate to say, things like that. Also, what is in the book? So there's a variety of topics. We've done a brief overview on them previously to this class. But for example, the different moons, the different names of the months, fishing, cooking, eating, just common daily things that we can put together and use. And then we'll take you through a short exercise and see how you like it, piecing together our own dialogues. So going into Lingit Class, this is the link that I shared with you. Feel free to open it up on your web browser now. This book was edited by the Downhowers and published by SHI. And I'm going to zoom in because it can be a little bit small. but this is your starting point, is the greetings and departures, things that you can say when you're greeting each other. And the way I usually use this book, I have it in print. Oh, I love it. Someone mentioned in the comment that they just received it. That's awesome. But the way I approach this book, especially as a beginning learner, was to look through the topic that I am going for and kind of peruse through the phrases. So one time I had to do a show and tell for class, and I had a jar of salmon. I wanted to talk about it. So I went to the section on cooking, eating, and talking about food. That's my favorite section. And you can see here it starts on page 31. And so just kind of taking you through an example of that. If you do have this open on your web browser, you actually can go to bookmarks. So if you look up on the upper left hand side of your screen, there's 3 bars here. This is your menu. And if you expand it, you can select the lower icon. And here you have the exact same topics in the table of contents that you see on the right. This is just a little bit quicker way to get to jump to the topic of your choice, so you don't have to scroll. And so, for example, if we want to go to chapter 9 about cooking, eating, and talking about food, I can select it. And here we are in chapter 9. So it starts on the right hand side of the page. This book is Xeroxed, and so you get, a side-by-side view of each page. So you do have to scroll left and right a little bit. And I think when I did that first assignment, I was looking at examples, and for example, I looked at this sentence, I'm hungry for pilot bread, and it says qat akhit waha. And then I knew that looking above, just I'm hungry is akhit yan waha. Everybody go ahead and unmute your mics and repeat this phrase for I'm hungry. I'll highlight it here. Okay, repeat after me. Akhit yan waha. And so if you want to ask somebody, one singular person, are you hungry? You would do this second line. Go ahead, repeat after me. Iitke yan waha. Okay. And then again, if you wanted to answer, you could say, repeat after me. Akhit yan waha. Shaksani Kik, how do we sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So then scrolling down, for my assignment, when I did that assignment, I saw, okay, here's one that says I'm hungry for pilot bread. So it was specifying the food, and I saw that qat was added. So let's practice this one. Everyone repeat after me. Qat akhit ya, oh, sorry. Qat akhit waha. So a great way to start customizing sentences to make them apply to your own expression is by swapping out a noun. I wouldn't recommend swapping out verbs because it takes a little bit more understanding of the language, but even as a beginner, a noun. So for example, the thing you're hungry for, pilot bread. A noun is a person, place, or thing. So swapping out qat, you could replace this with khat if you're hungry for salmon. And I see that's even a example sentence a little bit lower. So let's practice this one. I'm hungry for salmon. Repeat after me. Khat akhit waha. And Okay. And this underline X is nice gravelly. So let's practice just hot. Repeat after me. Hot.
Hot.
Mhm.
Ach,
Yeah, and the next one is ugh.
ach,
So the whole line one more time. Hot. Aha.
hat, i, waha.
Shaksani Kik, how do we sound on that one?
It sounds good, but hot and hot are really similar. So they need to know the difference. Hot is harder for the it sounds.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's practice that then. So looking to distinguish the two words, I'm gonna make a little slide. And so for example, as Shaksani Kik mentioned, these words are kind of similar. And so to practice the difference, let's do a little breakdown. So pilot bread. It could also be cracker. Got. So let me look. We have got, and then for fish we have hot. Fish. And so looking at the top one, I'm gonna zoom in. For pilot bread, we have an underlined G, and we do have this in our knock knock dialogue with hat qiyatin. It's going to be followed by a double high A. And so the underlined G, everyone go ahead and repeat after me. It's a back in the back of your throat, and just say qa.
Go.
Compare that to kha. So with kha, you're making a cute sound. Kha. When you're with kha, you're just creating friction in the back of your throat. So repeat, just underline X, high tone A. Repeat after me. Kha. Okay. And then one more time, the underline G A. Kha. There you go. Yeah. Okay, so the whole word for pilot bread. Repeat after me. Got. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. The TL should just be nice and flowy. You're not pinching it at all. It's just, yeah. So one more time, repeat after me.
It gets more complicated because clams has a very similar sound to odd.
Oh, yeah.
I heard somebody say clams.
Oh, yeah. I forget what clams is.
Odd.
Okay. That is really similar.
So you have you're concentrating on the first two letters, but the ending, you have to say it right. Otherwise, you're saying something else.
Goodness, cheese. How do you spell the word for clams?
Odd is Gaal, pinched. Odd.
Oh, God.
In your throat.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay, cool.
That's one of the reasons that it's important to make sure you're pinching a letter or underlining it and so people can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gonna-
I have to do some listen to some recordings so we can figure out. It is difficult. It is even for the fluent speakers. We had to really break up how they're saying it so we could get it right, what they're saying. So don't feel bad. It's just, it's just that I want you to know the differences.
Goodness, geez, that's very helpful. Yeah, so in the word for pilot bread, got, or sorry, I just did it wrong. In the word for pilot bread, got, the TL is just flowy through. Whereas the word for clam, you're pinching your L. And so like Shaksani Keek mentioned,
There's no T.
there's no T.
Yeah,
It's just a, yeah. Can we hear you say the word for clam, got? Shaksani Keek.
God.
Oh yeah, got. This one is especially challenging for me as an adult learner to distinguish between a TL and a pinched L, because I think when I try to pinch the L, I tend to accidentally put a T in front of it. Does anyone else experience that? So the L, so to pronounce a Lingit L, you put the tip of your tongue on the back of your teeth, the way you would say a voiced English L, and you just breathe it out so it sounds more like. But when you pinch it, you snap your teeth on it. So your tongue will still go to the same spot on your teeth, and then you pinch out the sound. Let me try. Got, like that. Shaksani Keek.
God.
Got.
Yeah, you need to hear a few bubbles on the side of your tongue.
Few bubbles. I love it. Got.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Got. Okay, cool. So this is awesome. We have underline G in got, and then we have a pinched L in got, and then we have an underline X in hot. Are there any questions on these three?
Could we try them again?
Yeah. Okay. So for pilot bread, we have underline G followed by a high double A and then a nice flowy TL, which will just sound like it's just kind of relaxing out of your mouth. So everybody repeat after me. Got.
God.
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 And then the second word for clam, we'll have a G followed by a double A and then a pinched L at the end. The pinched L will just sound like. So repeat after me. Got.
God.
God.
And then for salmon, we have underline X and repeat after me. Hot.
God. God.
God.
Sunny Keek, are we improving?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's better.
Okay. Yeah, my pointer for working on these, and I include myself in this, is just slowing down, making time for it. Sometimes as English speakers, when we go to learn another language as adults, we can kind of tense up and try to rush through sounds if they're unfamiliar. but I would just make space for yourself to be okay with it. Okay, I'm uncomfortable with these. I'm gonna try to improve.
And listen to yourself. I think that's really important to learn how to listen to yourself. Say,
Mhm.
what did they say in class? You know, and say it out loud, talking to yourself.
Ah, equity.
I had a student at East High. He used to practice. His mom was Yupik, and he used to follow her around the house, talking to her and saying it,
Oh,
so he could practice.
oh, love that. Okay, I saw a question in the chat asking if we can break down the whole sentence, and so let's do that. And so beginning with Iitkean uaha, I'll start with this one. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. This needs to be high tone. I think this is high tone. And this is high tone. Oops. Okay, first one is, are you hungry? Does anyone recognize what this bracket in S, in the letter S, means in the
Is
phrase
that
book?
plural? Is it plural?
Yeah, so if you go in the phrase book, you see two options to ask, are you hungry? And as Yedidultin mentioned, the P in brackets means plural if you're asking multiple people. And then the S means singular if you're asking one person. Okay. And so just knowing that, what difference do we see in the Lingit sides?
Yeah, iki, yeah. Yeah, no.
Um,
I,
yeah, yeah, it was. So for the plural, we have ye, and for singular, we have just a singular I. And so this is, yeah, ye versus This is one difference we can start to notice.
Gayahan,
Yeah.
Gayan, Uwaha.
So everybody repeat the top line after me. Yiit gayan uaha.
ye,
Gayan, Uwaha.
ye,
And then compare that to the second line for asking one person. Repeat after me. Iit gayan uaha. Yeah, I thought you sounded good. Are you noticing when you say it between ye and eh? Awesome. Okay, so that's our top line. Are you hungry? Breaking down the whole sentence. I could kind of do a simple breakdown. So it would be the pronoun. Let me think about how to do this in a way that would be easy to read. Pronoun plus question. Oh yeah, I'll color code them. There we go. Plus hungry. So if I were to break this down, I would say the pronoun would be for you. And Ayet, let me know if this is answering your question. I'm kind of making an interpretation of it here. So we have the pronoun, which in this case is second person plural. I'm going to do it like this actually. Basically meaning you. I'm just going to put you. And then the question, this high tone ge makes it a yes or no question. So I'm going to put these in blue. And then the verb yan uaha, I'm going to put in green. And this is a very simple breakdown, but so that it doesn't seem overwhelming and also so that I can describe it accurately, this is how I would break down this sentence. So you have you can kind of see the word order is different from English. In English, we say, are you hungry? In Tlingit, they say you, and then the question word ge, and then hungry. So it's kind of fun to do this even as a beginner. You can start to understand the word order in Tlingit. Does that answer your question?
Oh, why is eat in there?
Eat gayan uaha. Shaksanikik. How would you describe that?
You're feeling hungry.
Feeling hungry, yeah. Feeling. Let me see if I can find a.
Eat here, it's just a phrase that you use to pinpoint somebody.
Yeah, a phrase you use to. What did you say?
Eat yan, eat gayan. You're pinpointing somebody.
Yeah, gonna cheese.
Yeah, the eat is like the eat would be she, that person is helping you. So eat is how do you feel or something that would
Yeah,
to pinpoint somebody.
gonna cheese. That's an excellent way to put it. Another phrase I know that uses eat that way is when you're telling someone it's your turn, you would say eat kuaha. So
Eat what is she, someone's helping us. You're not saying specifically who, but making a point.
Yeah. Ha eat what is she? Someone is helping us.
Or ha eat. We're all hungry.
Ha eat yan uaha. We are hungry. That's a really good question, Shawat Kadan Gunachish, for asking that. Eat is such a, you'll start to notice it in a lot of different phrases. Okay, any more questions on these?
Just for practice, is there a place that we could go in Sea Alaska for pronouncing the words in this book?
Yeah. Let me show you. Let me check right now in front of you and kind of see what we look at. So if you all go to clinkitlanguage.com under, and I'll put the link in the chat too, but if you go to resources and then click beginning materials, it takes you to this page I'm on where you can select which resource you want to use. So I'll put this one in the chat. And then what I like to do is if I want to know how to pronounce something that's in Tlingit Inaksa and I want to practice the phrases, there is a CD. It's not an exact correlation to the book, but Johnny Marks recorded a lot of phrases that are pretty similar, and you can find the audio files as well as the text. So I'll click the text first. And if you have this in print, if you have a hard copy, it looks like a yellow CD cover, and it's digitized and available here. And so what I would do is kind of scroll through the different tracks and the different contents to see if I find something that more or less correlates with what I'm practicing. There is a lot of overlap, but it's not exactly like line per line the same as Lingit Class. So we were talking about food. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna kind of scroll and see what I find.
I wonder if we could go to the front of the book and work on the phrases, because I want to make an assignment next month from these few pages where the I'd like to go over it and let you know
yeah.
what it means.
Okay. So this is the front of the book. The first chapter is greetings and departures and visiting. And so this is where we see a lot of the how are you? I'm okay, she's okay, I'm fine. How's your father? Come in. Are these the ones you want, Shaksanikik?
Can we just go over each one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So the first one is wasa iyati.
Some of these you're already familiar with and are using. So it's a big discussion.
Yeah.
There's a comment or question.
Yeah. So that one we're familiar with. We know the response tleshwasa khatute or tleshwasa. Let's see. We've done this one. Wasa yati ish. If you in our dialogue we answer by saying arthritis tujiwa, but if your father's fine, you could try this line. Y'all can repeat after me. Ach ish yat eh.
Okay.
Okay. Or if they're not fine, not good, repeat after me. Tlech ushka. Yeah.
Ushke.
Yeah, really close. That K is pinched, and so it should sound really sharp, like eh. So let's do this one again. Repeat after me. Tlech ushka.
What's the translation in the book?
In the book, the translation is not good.
Yeah, it's something you say like it got spoiled in the refrigerator.
Oh. Oh.
It's no good.
It's not good.
Yeah. Or you can tell that to a child. Like that's not good to say that, or that's not good to do that. Yeah. It means it's not good. It's don't do it or don't use it or whatever.
Okay, I'm going to put examples here. Example. So something went bad. Or maybe telling a child telling a child not to do or say something. Yeah.
Yeah, the child doesn't have to be a little. Teenager.
Like, okay, yeah, like if you're trying to teach him the right way to act. Mhm. Okay, let's do that. Gonna teach. Oh my. Okay, so. So let's repeat that one again. Repeat after me. Tlech Next one is a greeting for if someone comes to your door and you want to invite them into your home. If it's a singular person standing by themselves, you would say, repeat after me. Neilko. Or if it's multiple people, 2 or more, you would say Neihia. Or asking or telling someone to come here. If it's a singular person, repeat after me. Hago. And if it's multiple people, hatia. Yeah.
Tell my dog help you all the time.
Mhm. So yeah, you can kind of see a common. So in Lingit, it matters whether you're talking to one person or multiple people. Even the word for to walk is different if it's one person walking versus multiple. So without jumping into too much of a grammar lesson, you can kind of notice, okay, one person we're saying g, for multiple people we're saying yeah. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad I can hear you kind of internalizing it. This is good. So this line is in our dialogue and it means, oh, you came here and you're talking to one person. So repeat after me. How? Hat ihr gut?
How?
Wow.
Ah,
Good.
yeah, good.
And if you're talking to multiple people, how? Hat ihr at?
Ah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you should hear both of the Y's in ye at. And so it's ye at. Yeah. So repeat this one. Uh-huh. How? Hat ye.
Ah,
How?
Chaksanikik, how do we sound so far?
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay.
I heard somebody say hati, hati good. And I don't hear that often, but it didn't sound wrong.
Yeah.
Still understandable.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay. So if you want to say it's good to see you, and okay, first we're talking to multiple people, the P for plural. And so y'all can repeat after me. Yik'ayyikhsatini. Yeah, this underline XW. So the way you'll do that is round your lips and breathe out an underline X. So it'll just sound like and then it's immediately followed by an SA. Sometimes people will accidentally say ye huasatini, but you're not actually adding a hua. You're just saying ye satini. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's practice. Yeah, let's practice these last two words together, starting from ye. Repeat after me.
Ye.
Ye satini.
Satini.
Yeah, and the whole line. Ye satini.
Ye. Satini.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Any questions on that one?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think you all sound good. Another thing you can say, so now we're talking to a singular person and we're telling them, I'm happy to see you. Really close, yeah. So this tuwu sigu, it's a long TOO and then a short high. So this whole line, repeat after me. Tuwu sigu satini. And again, that ichsa, you're rounding your lips to make it ichsa, but it's not quite a vowel. You're just, yeah, rounding your lips. Yeah. Ichsa. So one more time. Tuwu sigu ichsatini. Yeah, wow.
It's not just like a passing comment like good to see you, you know. It's more within yourself. Feel it inside how good it feels to see you again. Is inside your, not just your brain, but your whole body. So when you say that, it has more meaning because you're feeling a lot of warmth and happiness to see a person. Yeah, there's a song, a religious song that we sing a lot in the and there was a young man that was trying to learn Lingit. He was in the native. And he was trying real hard. So he came to my mom and he said, Mom, he said, I'm really learning Lingit. Oh, you are? Yeah, I want to hear it. Okay. To whoopsie and I said, she said, pretty close. You better go back and study some more. He said, to whoopsie do. Anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with the lesson, but just a side joke.
Yeah, I love it. What did he say? Whoopsie doo.
Sounded right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a little breakdown of this sentence too. I added notes here about what Shaksani Keek shared. When you say tuwu, you're talking about what's inside of you. So it's not just something that's said in passing. Has a lot of meaning and warmth because you're actually feeling it inside. So to break it down in the sentence with colors, I'm gonna do tuwu is like my inside. And then I would say is happy. And then this satini, it means to see you. So I'll do these in blue. To see you. And this would be blue. I'm glad you shared that about Aktuwu Sigu, having that inside, that description of it's inside you. This is how I'm feeling inside. Okay. Do any of the students have any questions on that one? Let's repeat it one more time. So I'm happy to see you for one, you're talking to one person. Repeat after me. Ach tuwu sigu ich satini.
Ach,
Tuwu
tu sigu
Satini.
ihwa satini.
Satini.
Yeah, I like that. I'm hearing improvement here in the ichsa.
Satini.
Yeah. Ichsa. So couple more, we have time for a couple more. And if you want to thank somebody for coming and you're talking to one person, you can say, repeat after me. Gwanalchi shati gudi.
Yaguri.
Okay, one more time. Gwanalchi shati gudi. And then if you're talking to multiple people, you would say Gunalchi Shati Adi.
Yari.
Aksani Keek, how do we sound on that one?
That sounds good.
Okay. We have a few minutes left. Did you want to have a discussion on any of these other phrases? Shaksani Keek.
No.
Okay.
What's the next phrase?
The next one would be so if we want to say give me your hand, it would be Hande Ijin.
Hande Ijin.
Okay, and then if you're telling one person to sit down, you would say, repeat after me, Qanna.
Ana.
And if you're talking to multiple people, you would say Qaike.
Gaike.
Yeah, let's do that one again. Qaike.
Gaike.
The second time around was good. Get that last word.
Okay. Gonna teach. Okay, if you're offering a chair, if you're telling someone, here's a chair, Let me zoom out a tiny bit. Let's see. Have a chair. You would say, repeat after me. Ya dukai gajait.
Adukaya
Yaru Kaya Gajit.
And then kaya gajait is a pretty long word, so we could practice them starting from gajait. So the last syllable is repeat after me. Jait.
Jade.
Jade.
And then work our way up from the gajait.
Gajade.
Jade.
Yeah, and then the whole word kaya gajait.
Kaya Gajade.
And then if you're letting him know, here's a chair. Ya du kaya gajait.
Yadu Kaya Gajade.
Okay. So that's for here's a chair. That's why you get this yad. If there's a chair a little farther away, you instead of yad, you would say wade. So repeat after me, wade. And then say the whole line, wade kai kajait. How do we sound, Jacksani Keek?
Good. I think it's two phrases that you have to be careful with.
Mm.
Yadu kanji, sit here. Way do kanji, go sit over there. So we don't want to insult anybody in the process. You could say, after you learn how to say it, to bring it over here or something, because you could insult somebody.
Oh,
I'm saying,
yeah.
you can sit over there. So,
Yeah. So let's do that. I'll go to examples. We wanted to share this one with the class because we want to make sure that if we say way to kajit, that we're being polite. We're not telling someone go sit over there. Yeah. So here's de kajit. Here's a chair. And then way to kajit. Oops, kajit. There's a chair. And then maybe we would add something about like bring it here closer.
hot settee.
Hot satih.
Yeah. There's a chair over there. If you can bring it over, then that's different than just telling them, go sit over there.
Gonaftish. So everyone repeat if you say, okay, let's do it from way to. So everyone repeat after me. Way to kaya kajait. And then you would also add, repeat after me, hot satih.
Hot City.
Naftish. Now you're adding that extra politeness, letting them know there's a chair there, bring it here. And so you can sit by us.
Does that new word we learned work in this situation? It was a couple presentations ago, that gushit, like that word that was supposed to soften it or add respect.
Would we say that? Aksani Kik, would we say ha we de kayakajit, hat satekusha?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So that
Changes it to, can you bring it over?
okay, can you bring it over? Okay, good question. Good enough cheese. Okay. That's it for time. And I just want to say Gundachish Hainki Nigi Yayu Katangida Chakskanikik Tutla Antenya Gachtudlak. Thanks for sharing with us about these words. We will succeed with love of the people. So or kindness. So just to remember to be kind. And we will see you all here on Thursday, same time, same Zoom link. So yay, question. Oh, Shaksaniki, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I want to finish going through the list as we go along. So that because it will be part of your assignment. If you want to go through it yourself and bring up some questions on them, that will help too.
Okay, buenas cheese. So yeah, that's on page 10, Yuhan, if you want to work on this before our next class.
Let's choose.
Tia Kwasatin, Yuhan.